Department of Justice, I'm sorry, it's not like me to be emotional. The Department of Justice finally announced that the killers of Breonna Taylor had been indicted.
And Sergeant Kyle Meany drafted and approved what they knew was a false affidavit to support a search warrant for Ms. Taylor's home. That false affidavit set in motion events that led to Ms. Taylor's death when other LMPD officers executed that warrant. The Fourth Amendment of the Constitution ensures that people are subject to searches only when there is probable cause supporting a search warrant. Falsified warrants create unnecessary hazards for the public and for the police, who rely on facts that fellow officers report in carrying out their public duties. The indictment alleges that by preparing a false affidavit to secure a search warrant for Breonna Taylor's homes, defendants Janes and Meany willfully deprived Breonna Taylor of her constitutional right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. And we allege that Ms. Taylor's death resulted from that violation.
Good evening. Thank you for joining me for Conversations with Taz. Think about it Thursdays. As some of you know, I do live in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I am obviously a Black woman. So this is different. This is different. We now know that they knew they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. What we have been telling people all I can say at this point is please don't take 2 years to arrest Carolyn Bryant Dunham. Let's just jump into the next video.
Today, the Department of Justice, I'm sorry, it's not like me to be emotional.
Yo, family, they finally found her. This is the first picture of the accomplice to the lynching of Emmett Till, Carolyn Bryant, in over 20 years. Yeah, this woman right here, who's one of the reasons why Emmett Till is not with us today. They found her in Kentucky. She's sick. She's in hospice care, legally blind, has cancer. I think I speak for us all when I say that that's sad. It's sad that she wasn't able to get those health ailments while locked up behind prison bars. But there's still time, y'all. She can still get locked up. And I don't know about y'all, but at least for me, I ain't seeing this movie until this woman is locked up, because we need a happy, you know what? No, that's not a happy ending. We need a justice ending. We need that ending to happen in real time so that they can add it to the closing credits. So nah, there's no remorse. There's no sympathy for Carolyn Bryant. Save that energy for the family of Emmett Till, who's still fighting for justice all these years later.
I saw a video today, and I have to concur because I had the same questions, but this person put it together in a video before I could get my emotions together and put together a video, and I appreciate them for this. They're saying Carolyn Bryant is legally blind, but she's going out to walk a dog. She's supposed to be in hospice, but her son left his family in order to go pick her up and take her to Louisville, Kentucky. At this point, charge the whole family. Everybody that has been involved in hiding this woman over the years, because they know, even if they don't want to admit, they know. They know what she did was despicable. They know that she broke the law, because you can't say, oh, it was just the times. They know, regardless of what time it was, she broke the law. What she did was despicable, because they continuously try to hide her, to skirt her from accountability. And the fact that they are trying to play on the emotions of the public, I don't give a damn. Don't nobody give a damn when 100-year-old Nazi soldier is hauled into court to be held accountable. Nobody bats an eye. Ask yourself why people are batting an eye and having so much compassion for a white woman who did this to a black child. Unprovoked, lied. It's all been proven. And then we're supposed to let her die so that her daughter can release the book that she dictated to her daughter, so that that family can profit from that book from now till eternity. Because we know everybody is waiting. Let's hear her side. And when I say everybody, I mean body. And they're going to use that book, in her words, to continuously downplay the PTSD, the trauma that have been put upon Black people's backs, most specifically Black women's backs. Because when we talk about slavery, have y'all noticed that they act like we Black women didn't exist during that time? But then when we're freeing you from slavery, when we're stepping up and using our voices regarding slavery, then if we're the first, if we're exploited, then you know us in history. Y'all not ready for that conversation, though. Y'all not ready for that conversation. Let's go to the next clip. Trigger warning. This has to do with police officers. My apologies, y'all.
I've been walking.
I do not know how many stories have to come out saying that there are police organizations that are no more than gangs. Actually, they are gangs. Let me correct myself. Where they have symbols that show on their uniforms, from a bent badge to different pins to different insignia, that shows that they are proud to go out and hunt non-white people on a daily basis. Justice will never be served until the origins of the police state that we have, and yes, I mean police state, is defunded and demolished and rebuilt from the ground up to be inclusive and have actual regulatory standards. Not white people standards, not European standards, not, we're going to uphold the tenets of white supremacy and put it under the guise of a point system, a merit system, a promotional system to keep people compliant. If you think that merit system that you are under at work is not rooted in white supremacy, baby, look around and ask yourself, were you really qualified? Because I've been in several positions before I left corporate America and started my own business where I was far more qualified. And I was even put into a position where they knew I was qualified for the position. And they had me train the person that was supposed to subsequently be my boss. Make that shit make sense. And he knew it the whole time he was going through training with me. Oh, she definitely needs to be arrested. Let's move on to the next.
So you did get my text messages, and it said you didn't. Nice trick.
Yes, Mr. Jones. Oh. Indeed. You didn't give this text message to me. You don't know where this came from. Do you know where I got this?
No.
Mr. Jones, did you know that 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify it as privileged or protect it in any way. And as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession. And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have text messages about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment. I gave them my phone, and then
Mr. Jones, you need to answer the question.
No,
Did you know this happened?
No, I didn't know this happened. But I mean, I told you I gave them the phone over.
Just
And
answer the question.
You said in your deposition, you searched your phone. You said you pulled down the text, did the search function for Sandy Hook. That's what you said, Mr. Jones, correct?
And I had several different phones with this number, but I did, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, that's why you got it.
No, Mr. Jones, that's not why I have.
My lawyer sent it to you, but I'm hiding it. Okay.
Mr. Jones,
Mr. Jones,
please just answer questions. There's no question. Mr. Bankston also only asks questions.
Sure. Mr. Jones, in discovery, you were asked, do you have Sandy Hook text messages on your phone? And you said no, correct? You said that under oath, Mr. Jones, didn't you?
I mean, if I was mistaken, but you got the messages right there.
You know what perjury is, right? I just want to make sure you know before we go any further. You know what it is.
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm not a tech guy. I told you I gave in my testimony the phone to the lawyers before or whatever, and so you got my phone, but we didn't give it to you.
No, Mr. Jones. One more time. And please remember, if you need to assert the Fifth Amendment, you can. I need to know that you can do that. But you testified.
This is a real trial. This is a real trial. Really.
Saying, Mr. Jones, that you're taking these court proceedings seriously. You're approaching them in good faith. But the truth of the matter is, you've been broadcasting repeatedly a picture of our judge on fire, haven't you?
Objection compound, Your Honor.
No.
The person on the left of this image is our judge, correct?
Yes.
The person on the right is another judge you don't like, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to say this. This is the same man that while during a previous divorce proceedings admitted that his podcast was for entertainment purposes only. I posted that information on Instagram and he liked it. If y'all think Trump is the only narcissist in this gang, no. Let me explain racism to you. It takes a narcissist that is uneducated. That's why you can't change their mind. You can give them all the information in the world. And they're also misogynist. That's why it baffles me that white women will still defend them. And if you think I'm joking, there's a video on my TikTok right now where a white man is completely attempting, and I mean attempting. If you know me, you know me. He did not succeed in trying to disrespect me. And there were white women all up and through his comment section. He's a nice person. Why would you? Blah, 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 blah. On a video where he's throwing out microaggressions, macroaggressions, and just being overtly disrespectful. Not just to me as a black woman, but me as a woman, period. Let's get into the... Before we get into the next video, let's give some updates. So, coming from Yahoo Entertainment, unsealed Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard court documents reveal ugly allegations that didn't make it into the trial. The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation trial could have included even more mudslinging. While the exes hurled all sorts of accusations at one another in court, a verdict they are now both appealing. I don't see why Johnny Depp would be appealing it, but let's keep going. Newly unsealed pretrial court docs show it could have been worse. More than 6,000 pages of pretrial court documents were unsealed over the weekend and dissected by news outlets, including the Daily Beast and Entertainment Tonight. Who the fuck else is picking up a story from the Daily Beast or Entertainment? Let's keep going. Among the revelations are that Depp's legal team wanted in evidence nude photos of Heard to bring up that she was allegedly briefly an exotic dancer. Heard's lawyers wanted to include that Depp allegedly took erectile dysfunction medication, arguing it was central to Heard's sexual assault claims against him. The judge ruled it inadmissible, and that was just the start. Why would you exclude that, given that Heard's testimony, even in the trial, if he's taking dick activation pills, they're not automatic. So the urge, was he supposed to hold her down for 30 to 40 minutes? Because she didn't claim that in testimony. Depp's team fought efforts to include a portion of his medical records as evidence. Heard's team tried to submit into evidence a medical list allegedly stating he took Valtrex, typically used to treat herpes virus infection, and Cialis, which can treat erectile dysfunction and a enlarged prostate. I'm not coming to the defense of anybody, but y'all do realize that medications treat a lot of other things. Like, there are things that I have to take that I see commercials for. They're like, oh, it'll treat, and they don't even mention that it would treat the things that I have ailments for, that other people that have the same ailments that I have, would they even know to ask their doctor about it? And I'm hesitant for the same reasons. Like, the only thing people know about this is this thing, which could potentially keep people from asking their doctor for it, which could save their life or make their life less miserable. But I digress. Let's keep going. Her team argued that the Pirates of the Caribbean actor erectile dysfunction is relevant to Johnny Depp's use of a bottle to sexually assault Heard, which was one of the allegations on trial. If he had erectile dysfunction, sweetie, you kept saying that he was using cocaine, which would... You know what? I'm going to let y'all do the Google searches on that. I'm going to let y'all do the Google searches on that. Because, yeah. I'm a, Be back in 2 and 2.
If you guys are wondering, yes, I saw the tweet. This is why I say reading the books are very important. Like, you saying that you need to see her train is like saying you need to see her earn the role of Black Panther. And I don't know if you know this, she's Wakandan. Wakandans at birth are trained to fight, literally to the death. But why talk? Allow me to show you what I'm talking about. First things first, Black Panther issue 20. You see Shuri doing what she's always done. Train, specifically training with her brother. And as her brother gets the better of her over experience, she always gets back up, eager to go again. It's because of this, when it was time for her to take up the mantle, she already came with the skills needed to complete her task. Although Bast did not choose her to be Black Panther, she still became Black Panther and was an effective leader. This was important because her brother was in recovery while she was Black Panther. And she did a marvelous job being a leader and a queen of the most powerful nation in 5 galaxies and the Earth. While at the same time, she is not a pushover whatsoever. The girl is dangerous. And if you underestimate her, you will fall like everyone else. Not only that, when Namor had the Phoenix Force and he flooded Wakanda, she was the one that gave the order to annihilate Atlantis, pretty much decimating and almost annihilating an entire race of people. I'm telling you, Namor should have thought twice. Now, don't get me wrong. The first time her and Namor had an encounter, she actually beat this man. I'm talking about she beat him within an inch of his life. And I'm telling you right now, she almost killed him. The only reason he survived is because he fell in water and was able to recuperate. After being revitalized, he was stronger and was able to take her on. Which is probably how that's going to go in the movie, because they're fighting near water. But Soups, even in the movie, you could tell she could fight. Shuri is more than just being intelligent. Although she has created all her own suit, while being able to create technology that can destroy planets in an instant, while at the same time inventing the technology that gives Black Panther the ability to be a speedster, she is not just her mind. She is also her body. This goes hand to hand with all Wakandans. Because, Soups, I'm pretty sure you actually do read comics, right? So you would know that T'Challa is actually smarter than Reed Richards. And Reed Richards has actually come to T'Challa to solve several problems he himself could not. You want to keep it 100, Black Panther one-tapped Thanos by putting together some trash and laid his ass out. And even with Shuri having her new powers and abilities, she is still one of the most intelligent people in the universe, not just a planet. That goes hand in hand with the women of Wakanda, whether you are Dora Milaje or a Midnight Angel. The Wakandans are not only intelligent, but they are master combatants. Which is why 9 times out of 10, when T'Challa and Namor fight, T'Challa always beats him. But that's because T'Challa has the experience fighting characters like him on a regular basis. Where at the time when she fought him, she had not had the experience fighting high-level characters like him, but she still did well. Shuri has trained her whole entire life since birth to be a warrior. Just like Namor, T'Challa, and many others, she is no less of a warrior than anybody. But I'm pretty sure you knew that. Because I'm pretty sure you did some reading. Don't get me wrong, I think she's going to lose that fight too, only without experience. In the comics now, ooh!
Stop sleeping on us black nerds. But let us continue.
Is there any member of a royal blood who wishes to challenge for the throne?
This corset is really uncomfortable. So could we all just wrap it up and go home?
And I threw in that clip to let you all know, those of you that think that Shuri isn't ready, they would have laughed her off of that challenge. But they gasped. But you know, being the Marvel head that I am, let's go a little bit further.
These 6 put together, honestly, is damn near untouchable. If I had to make an Avengers list without the original characters, it would be these 6. The Black Avengers. Tell me what y'all think.
I like your plan, except it sucks, so let me do the plan, and that way, it might be really...
First things first, we got Monica Rambeau. She can become any form of energy she wants at will, while at the same time she's able to absorb any form of energy no matter what it is. Super strength, super speed, invulnerability, and durability. And she's pretty much immortal. Star Panther has all the memories, powers, and abilities of every T'Challa in every Earth in every universe, while at the same time being infused with vibranium and the energy of a star. Kevin Brashear, Blue Marvel's son, has the same power that gave Blue Marvel his powers, but more. He is 100% everything, dark matter, you name it. And he's the first human to ever step forth out of the Omniverse. He's the runner-up for being the next Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Voodoo, former Sorcerer Supreme, master of magic, can travel back and forth through time, stop time, rewind it, you name it. There is no spell he cannot cast, while at the same time he has a connection to his ancestors and can summon them to fight for him and give him power. Next up, we got Caleb, the African-American Ghost Rider, one of the first. Unlike every other Ghost Rider, he actually has a special ability no other Ghost Rider has. Oh, but we're not going to talk about that today. And last but not least, we have Night Mask, the Child of Eternity. You want a Black Avengers? There's your Black Avengers. No one's wiping this team whatsoever. I dare someone to try to make a better team. I dare you. I double dare you. Don't worry. I'll wait.
Let's just jump into Bishopgate.
Lord, the New York Times done picked it up. I mean, this just ain't gonna never stop. The media did not like what he said when he popped up into my show. Lord, lie more.
Y'all already know how I feel about
Well, Lord, the New York Times done picked it up.
Y'all already know, sorry about the double tap. Y'all already know how I feel about the bishop. So and he keeps pushing to be put in the media. See, he was claiming that the media was villainizing him when the media didn't even know who he was. He's pushed and pushed and pushed. Now the media know who he is. And did he think that journalists were going to risk their integrity and their jobs for him? Anywho, let's go into the next clip.
He ran the stop sign.
Well, there is no stop sign. What are you talking about?
I understand. I wasn't, but I asked him to slow down, and he got out of his car and started harassing me. He put his car in park.
Right, because you're going to yell at me and telling me I'm almost hit you, and I didn't.
But you didn't have to get out of your fucking car.
You didn't have to talk to me that way either, Karen.
You're a black man approaching a white woman.
She ain't say what I think she just said, did she?
You're a black man approaching a white woman.
First of all, she did say what I think she said, but I'm going to give it a benefit of the doubt. She's not racist yet. I'm going to give it a benefit of the doubt. First of all, you had your boy right here, your husband right here. So first of all, I don't do that type of stuff.
You did. You put your car in park and you came
Yeah,
at me.
first of all, I didn't come at you.
Yes, you did.
You can stop all of that, Karen.
Okay, listen.
Get out of here with all of that.
Listen, if you guys want me here, I can solve it.
He literally came after me.
Here she crying. There's Karen.
Fake white tears, she racist. You got a long history of fake white tears that go past even this.
Crying. There's Karen. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Swear to God, I've never been a part of nothing like this. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Do you have your ID?
I've seen it. Yes, I've seen it, but this is firsthand.
Y'all catch on the end there talking about, oh, now he's alive. Racists really don't like getting exposed. Hey, but it is what it is.
There's an extended clip of the video. There was another person on that street that said that Terrell Owens was not speeding through the neighborhood. The fact that this woman, her first line of defense was a 1619 defense. You're a black man coming at a white woman. As if, how dare you question me? I am a white woman. I said what I said. You're supposed to just accept it. And when he matched her energy, but on camera, she didn't know what to do. Her beau, because I don't know their relationship status, so I'll just say her beau, even said, "You're embarrassing me in front of Terrell Owens." Think about how differently that would have went if he didn't have the accolades behind him. But racism died in America when Obama was elected, right? That's how that went, right? And the saddest part? You all have people like this in your family. And I'm not just talking to white people. No, I'm not. Black people, you have white people in your family that have married in. And y'all still give them excuses when they're willing to throw you under the bus to save the white person. When you could have avoided conflict, but conflict came full-fledged into your life. And those same white people that threw you under the bus for their fellow white person that they didn't know from Jack, Jill, or a can of paint, all of a sudden they play white savior. Oh, I'll get you an attorney. I'll get you this. I'll get you. And did you escape consequences? Did you? Did your family member escape consequences? Maybe it's time, I don't know, start listening to the black sheep that saw the racist from the beginning. But y'all thought from way back when, and those elder, coontastic committee logics that were passed down to you, that, oh, we got a white person in the family now. They coming through to save us. Yeah, massa. We gonna follow what you said. We gonna hate who you said to hate. Yeah, lead us to the promised land, massa. And they are generally the least educated, least business savvy, least everything within the family. But you continue to let them bring you down until something like this happens. Then you want to distance yourself from them after the damage is done, after you've emboldened them to do this to a Black person. So yes, I'm going to hold the Karen accountable, but I'm also going to hold the non-white people accountable that stood behind her and emboldened her to do what she did. You contested committee members, you contested committee chair members that were so ready to sell your kinfolk to get approval from a person like this. How you doing? Because while you were okay, when the target wasn't on your back, baby, it's just a matter of time before the target is squared off and aligned with you. But let's keep it moving.
So you're absolutely right. When the word first got out that she was in North Carolina, people started storming nursing homes looking for her. Her son, Timothy, took her out of the facility. They got in the car. They went to Louisville, Kentucky, or the area around Louisville, Kentucky, basically to hide out. His son left his family to do this and try to keep her safe, and then she was found to be in Kentucky. But yeah, they've been hiding her. But here's the thing. At the very least, she gets to experience a little bit about what Emmett experienced. When they came for him, they were looking for him, she gets to feel a little bit what that's like. And even if she is too far gone cognitively to know it, her son knows it. And maybe that in and of itself is a little bit of justice. I don't know. But that's just my opinion.
That's not justice. And as a caretaker for a very long time, especially for her situation that she's putting out to the public for sympathy to avoid justice being served against her. No, she's cognitively there. The fact that her son decided to evacuate himself from his own family, yeah, and for them to push the same "I created the first American flag" bullshit. That's what they're doing all over again. They're banking on white woman tears and white woman sympathy, because when it comes to the Holocaust, we've had 100-year-olds still arrested, still dragged in front of courts. You need to ask yourself, why, when it comes to Black people, there's a cap on when we can get justice. You need to ask yourself, why, when it comes to Black and brown people, why we all of a sudden are supposed to sympathize with our murderers, with our antagonist. Because if it was your child, would you feel the same? Would you? If you were Jewish, would you feel the same? If you were Romani, would you feel the same? If you were Venezuelan right now, would you feel the same? If you were a Black person, well, we know how y'all felt about the Black people escaping during the Ukrainian-Russian war. Your racism is impeccably showing. Because right before it was announced that there was a dormant warrant for this woman, an SS soldier at almost 100 years old was drug into court. What's the difference? What is the difference? Outside of skin tone, what is the difference? Why do you want us to forget chattel slavery, but forever remember the Holocaust? What is the difference? They're both horrific. They are both riddled with conspiracy theories where people are trying to act as if they didn't exist or they weren't as horrific as what they were. So tell me, what is the difference? I'll see y'all tomorrow. Each one teach one, each one reach one.